I'm Madeleine Harvey. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Are you a new singer and you're not quite sure where to start? Yeah, singing is very overwhelming. Or are you an advanced singer, but you're not really experiencing much development with your voice? Maybe your development has gone stagnant and is not getting any better, maybe plateaued even. Well, then be sure to check out today's video. We're going to get some clarity about what makes singing so difficult and how might we orient our voice so that we can get the most out of it, the most balance, the most power, the most confidence, the most consistency out of the voice. So if you like today's video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up or click that subscribe button below. I would love to see you here more often. The video that you're about to see was taken as a clip from a live voice lesson that was shot earlier today. The live voice lesson itself is about an hour in length. We get into great detail in the voice. So if you want to watch the entire voice lesson and participate in some of the later exercises, then I invite you to click that join button below and become a member of this channel. As a member, you'll have exclusive access to all of our live voice lessons that we do every Monday and Thursday at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. So again, click that join button below, become a member. Your membership contribution helps to support our channel. That way we can continue to deliver awesome content for you. You ready to get started? Here we go. Hi, everyone. Happy Monday. I hope you've had a wonderful weekend and are enjoying the start to your week. I'm really excited about making today's live. Today's live is brought to you by a poll that we ran over the weekend. We asked everyone, what would you like to learn about your voice? And 29% of you said, I'm new to singing. Where do I start? So we're going to offer today's live in the spirit of clarification because singing can be really, really confusing simply because there are so many things you can do with your voice. And as you get a little bit more trained, as you feel a little bit more balance in your voice, you'll be able to play with a lot of those possibilities. But if you feel that you are afraid of your voice, because we all are to some extent, we all have little places within our voice that are just unknown to us, or we know that are weak, so we try to overcompensate. So it's really, really difficult to kind of willingly confront those areas of the voice to see what we need to do to really strengthen those unknown areas of the voice. So we're gonna really see if we can get into that today. So before we get started, I just wanna say, if you're a new member here, yay! We're so happy to have you. We do these live sessions every Monday and Thursday at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. So we hope that you can join us. I offer these in service to the fellow singer that just wants to explore their voice and in the hopes of creating a little musical family, musical community where we're all just embracing the spirit of adventure with our voice. And one more thing, I just want to say that the exercise that we're going to get into today is one that is really elaborated on in Skillshare. So if you like today's live and want to learn a little bit more about how to continue to explore your voice, I invite you to check out the first module that we have, which is called Free Your Voice. We get really, really, really into it, but we'll get the tip of the iceberg of it today. Does that sound good? So as we're just opening up today's live, I just want you to comment what has been a particular pain about developing your voice. If there's a particular frustration about your voice, or if there's something that just feels like, I just can't seem to strengthen this element of my voice, what can I do? Be sure to leave that in the comments and we'll address that. And if you are a new member, we do address questions at the end of our live, so be sure to type those into the comments portion as well, but put you some what are those called? Question marks at the end. That way I know that it's a question. So let's jump in. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, so what the experience of being a new singer or a beginner singer, or even, hey, even if you're a professional singer and you've hit a plateau with your voice, where your voice is just not actually getting better, it might be a good time to kind of come back to basics. So what this is going to feel like for you, and this is very much what it's going to feel like for you, is a little bit of spring cleaning. You know how our room or our house can appear that it's clean? Everything has its place. But in a spring cleaning, you have to kind of have an element of disruption about it simply by moving everything out and suddenly seeing, whoa, all the dust, all the grime, all the gook from just being stagnant, just having things being positioned just so, where you can see that there's been some energy that's just sort of accumulated in the form of gook that we've got to be able to clean out. We've got to clean out. So it's going to feel a lot like we take your voice apart, clean it out, and then we put it back together. And that's what it's really felt like for me. So as we encourage a lot of what we're going to talk about today, I just want to let you know that do not be afraid to voluntarily confront those little crevices where some dust might have accumulated, where we've simply ignored some elements of our voice, and in doing so, kind of disempower those elements of our voice. It's our intention to kind of open that up today, take a look, give it a little scrub down, shine, and then put it back together so that you'll feel nice and complete and whole and clean, tidy. So what do I mean by that? Like, what physically is kind of the spring cleaning? Well, that is relaxation. And there are 4 main pillars of singing that, especially if you're a new singer, you have to orient your voice towards this kind of progression, the sequence of progression. Now, again, it doesn't matter if you're a professional singer. If you feel your voice is plateaued and it's not getting better, this applies to you too. So it's like a little fountain, you know, where the fountain goes and then it fills a cup and then that cup overflows and then the next cup overflows and then the next. That's kind of what we want to look at today. So our 4 pillars of voice are, number 1, relaxation. That's really the hardest one to master. It means we have to be very aware of our patterns, of our tendencies. Number 2, airflow. Now, again, it's not a matter of too much, too little. It's that Goldilocks zone of just right. But the airflow is the nucleus of everything with the voice. It's what makes the voice go. Number 3, resonating spaces. How is that airflow, again, flowing into those resonating spaces nice and evenly? And then number 4, and there's a reason why this one is last in the hierarchy of development, is getting inside of those muscles within the larynx, the laryngeal muscles, and actually strengthening them. The reason why that one is last is because if you've done your job well enough and you've developed relaxation enough where it's habitual and you can do some pretty intense things and remain relaxed at the same time, and then you've got that airflow and you're good, and then you've got that resonating spaces, then all you really need to do to strengthen is to make tiny little tweaks, because those muscles should be relatively strong if you've done the first 3 well. But what happens with a lot of singers is they don't relax. They get very tense because, again, singing is anxiety inducing. And if we don't have a balanced voice, we create this contradictory push-pull with the voice. And it's always working to overcompensate, to kind of hide where it's weak or underdeveloped. Our voice becomes tired, fatigued, maybe even sometimes strained or injured. So it's a really, really big deal. So we tend to kind of jump over the first 3 because we want to be strong in the voice. Now, I don't have anything against being strong. I want us all to be strong too, but we can't go straight to Olympic level first day, right? Or even after a while. We can't just jump right into the deep end of the pool. We've got to let our developmental work be cumulative, okay? So relaxation, airflow, resonating spaces, and then strengthening the laryngeal muscles. So what we're going to do today is we're going to get kind of into the feeling of relaxation, because like I said, it is the hardest one, because it's going to ask you to just be so still, just be still, so still, in fact, that you can feel the difference between letting something happen and making something happen. You see how that making it happen feels like, oh gosh, it feels so intense. But if we just let something happen and we're in a sense of wholehearted participation with what we're doing, then we're in a much better space. So let me walk you through a general body scan, at least up here, so that way we understand when we're relaxing or when we're tensing, okay? So if you can, if you're driving, do this later. But if you can, just go ahead and close your eyes. See if you can relax your forehead. Relax your eyes. Relax your jaw. Relax your tongue. Just let it hang there inside of your mouth. Okay. And relax your throat. Just see if you can tune into the sense of everything slowing down. Just everything as you touch it with your awareness. Everything's just slowing down, slowing down, slowing down. It's almost like going to sleep or being in a state of meditation. So take your fingers. I love to touch, but apparently that freaks a lot of people out. But I'm still going to touch my larynx. So go ahead and touch your larynx if you're comfortable with that. Just kind of get a sense that you're relaxing inside of that larynx. Feel everything slow down. Relax your chest. Whew, good. Relax your shoulders. And relax your belly. Good. And we'll kind of stop right there. Very good. So just took a couple seconds just to feel what relaxation feels like. Go ahead and open your eyes, but keep your jaw nice and relaxed. Good. Now keep your lips really heavy. And I just want you to blow like a BR sound, like it's cold, through your lips. Go ahead and give that a try. Good, good. Now, if you need to, you can take your fingers and just kind of point them upward on the sides of your lips. Good. Now just offer some exhales, gentle exhales on a lip trill. Good. Now make a circle of sound for me, starting low, going up, and then coming back down. But still, remember what that feeling of just being so heavy, your body just feels like mashed potatoes. Just keep that sensation active. Good. Again. One more time. Good. Now, just a reminder, keep actively feeling that difference between making something happen versus letting something happen. The lip trill's gonna get you. It's gonna get you if you're tensing. So if I'm gonna see if I can offer up some sound where I tense a little bit. You see how I can't make it past the point I've tensed? It's like everything kind of stops, right? So the lip trill will help you orient your body to a state of I'm relaxed and I'm making sound at the same time. Now, if the lip trill is too difficult for you, if it's just too hard, what you can do is tongue trill. I found that to be a lot easier than the lip trill, but I work on the lip trill a little bit more simply because it takes a little bit more air. So I personally find it a little bit more challenging, and I like a good challenge. So if the lip trill's too hard, try the tongue trill. If the tongue trill's too hard, then hum. Okay, so now let's go through, let's rediscover quickly as if we're pushing a button and we're just power off. We're relaxed. Good. Now, indiscriminately, pick a note and hum it. Totally relaxed? Or are you trying to make it happen? Just be really still. Go ahead, pick another note. Good. Now just sort of wiggle the voice around and explore the voice while you're humming. But you want to see if you can maintain that feeling of I'm completely Zen master, as if I'm meditating and nothing can disturb my peace. Good. Just kind of wiggle the voice back and forth. You can do any number of these sounds during a song. You can do any number. So if I'm just humming a song, I can just hum around. But also if you're using the hum, again, it's wonderful, it's beautiful, but beware of being too passive. Beware of being a little too passive. We want to be very active and flowing with our breath, which is another reason why we want to pay special attention. Now, when you're trilling, your air is flowing forward anyways. Right? There's momentum of that airflow flowing forward as I'm also negotiating this Zen master level of presence. So I can't underestimate enough. These exercises are very simple, and I know that lots of vocal coaches talk about them, but there's a reason for that. The trills offer the perfect amount of pressure that we can manage as we go up and down in our range. So we won't be able to experience the same destructive force of, let's say, what feels like register shifts. When you're trilling, you might not feel your register shifts happening at all. And that's a good indicator that your air pressure, your relaxation, your airflow, and your resonating spaces are kind of in perfect blend, because you don't feel it's this big clunky shift going into the next gear. Now, when we stop trilling and we open our mouth, now we've got a lot more space that we have to negotiate. And there goes our tendencies to maybe jerk at the back of the throat, in the jaw, in the tongue, the soft palate, the list goes on and on and on. We can have really, really crazy tendencies. So now that we've addressed what we want to do, we want to orient our voice towards allowance, towards surrender. And we're just kind of going along for the ride. We're maintaining a sense of, I'm just going to be so still that as my voice needs to go into these new spaces, my attitude is complete allowance. Even if the voice makes horrible sounds, do not push to overcompensate. Just let it happen. Let it, because that lets you know you're sitting right on something that is new frontier. You just haven't explored it. There's no familiarity there. The voice is weaker there, and you're creating relationship by just paying attention is going to reinforce that so that you don't get those wobbles anymore. Is all this making sense so far? Yes? We want the voice to feel like we're just gently pouring, as if you're pouring water from one cup into another. That's the sensation. Just so trills, tongue trill, lip trill, and humming. Great place to get started. So now that we understand the orientation of relaxation, airflow, and resonating space, let's do just about the most significant vocal exercise that gets all three with one stone. Okay? So let's get into that. I call this exercise, and if you've been with me for a while, you know what's coming. I call it